Happy hump day. I hope you are really taking this hump day seriously, and I hope you're getting your hump on. Okay, I hope you're getting your hump in. That's why they call it hump day. It is the day for you to sit on a dick. Period. Let's get into it. Hello, world. Come inside the Dear Juju podcast. Okay, why am I wearing a flannel? You know, I was this close to wearing a hoodie, so be lucky that at least you got a little diamante. Okay, you got a little diamante on it. Now, first of all, it's still very much gloomy here in London. It was beautiful. We had the most beautiful spring, so much so that there was a post on the Instagrams that said London has had more sunny days in spring 2025 than they had in all of 2024. Because I have been putting it out there. Once I moved to London back in December or November, it was actually Thanksgiving Day, we flew. I said, I can't stand dreary weather for too long. I get a little bit depressed, you get a little bit caught up in that situation. So I said, I'm bringing the sun with me. And the sun has shone. And you know what? Mind over matter. Okay? I'm controlling the sun here, people. WWJD, what would you do? Not Jesus. Just controlling the sun. NBD. No, it's because of me. Duh. No, but this week it's actually been very cloudy and cold. And I'm just feeling tired. Now, why I'm wearing this flannel is a medical reason. I'm on my period. That's actually true. I am on my period, but that's not the reason why I'm wearing this. I have a rash under my armpit that hurts like a motherfucker. I only got an epidural because I was going into a C-section. Okay, I'm a tough cookie when it comes to pain. This feels like someone is putting a cheese grater to my frickin' armpit. Let me tell you what happened. I decided to wear this really cute sports bra tank top thing that my sister got me. I think it's from the Gap. It's got 2 matching pieces, super cute. I had only worn it once in my life. She gave it to me like 5 or 6 years ago. And I wore it all day. And then last night, I was like, shit, this hurts. Damn. What? It felt like my armpit was burning, like on fire. You know when you get burned on the stove, it actually kind of stings for like 24 hours. That's what's happening. And I lifted my armpit and it's straight red and bubbling and crazy. So I think what happened is there was a little contact dermatitis happening because I started thinking, I probably haven't washed it in 5 years. And I don't even know if usually I always wash my stuff, but there's something that happened with that sports bra that just this armpit, she's going to be erect for this episode, okay? She's going to be giving Cleopatra type movement because her elbow needs to be out because I can't have skin on skin. And it's got some muproxen, which is an antibiotic. Anyways, enough about my armpit. I had a fabulous week, you guys. I went to the Cartier exhibit. I was about to say museum, but it's not a Cartier museum. It's the Cartier exhibit at the V&A Museum here in London. Fucking fabulous. You guys, South Kensington is gorgeous. It's one of my favorite little neighborhoods because it's classic London. It's just absolutely beautiful. And my Stendhal syndrome, I don't know if you saw that episode, but this lady told me that I have Stendhal syndrome, which means you get so moved by things of beauty. You feel faint, you feel sick, you feel dizzy. Okay, that was me at the Cartier exhibit. I was so moved by the gems and the gemstones and the craftsmanship. I started crying a lot. I started losing my breath. I started feeling lightheaded and dizzy. Also, I feel like with gems hold energy of the fucking earth. You know what I mean? Like my wedding ring, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's an emerald. It's gorgeous. It's from the 1900s. It's my dream ring. And when it's actually upside down, I like it the other way. When my husband gave it to me, I was 6 months pregnant. Do you guys know this fucking story? I don't think you do. Oh my God, this story is the story of all stories. Honey, pour a glass of wine, get some hot cocoa, get some popcorn, get ready for this story. I'm going to try to keep it real concise because bitch tends to ramble. Okay. Previous relationship, I was with a director. Obviously didn't work out. He ended up cheating on me 6 months before he asked me to marry him. Weird. We were together almost 6 years, 5.5. I was pressuring him to get married. I was like, I'm 30. What are we waiting for? We've been together for 5 years. There was a point that we lived with his mother during hard times. Like our families were all intertwined. Supposedly we were super in love. I'm like, what's the fucking holdup? Let's go. Well, needless to say, he was cheating. I supposedly only once, but no one ever cheats once. Who the fuck are you kidding? That's the one that he told me about. One day we're sitting there at our apartment and I said, you know what? I was talking to a friend and it seems like the grass is always greener wherever they are. They're always looking at other situations. And I'm like, fuck that. The grass is green where you water it. If you think the grass is greener on the other side, just fucking hop the fence. And you know me, I said it with a lot of conviction and a lot of strength and a lot of oomph. He went white. And I was like, whoa, are you okay? Next day, he goes and spends the night at his mom's house. Hello. Hello. There should have been red flags all over that. And he comes back, and there was red flag. I felt a gut in my stomach, and he told me that he asked me to marry him, which was 6 months prior. And the weekend before he asked me to marry him, he cheated on me. So I said, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Bye. Never talked to him again. I told him I'm going to need some time to think about it. So he went to his mom's for a week. And in that week, I was like, let's meet up and talk. In that week, I hired movers. I hired boxes. I got the fuck out of there. Okay. Left the keys under the mat. Bye. Peace. Deuce. I told him when I was pressuring him to get married, like, why aren't we fucking married? That I wanted an emerald ring. Okay. When he asked me to marry him, he gave me a sapphire band, which was really chic at the time. And I was like, okay, it's gemstones, but it's not what I asked for. And he's like, I feel like you just want the ring more than me. So I was like, shut the fuck up, right? And I was like, whoa, okay. So I decided in my next relationship, I will not say what I want in regards to the ring. Like, let it be whoever the love of my life is, he'll just give me what I want and what I need, and who cares about the ring. And that's right. That's a really petty, trivial kind of thing, right? So then cut to, I meet my husband. He doesn't want to get married. He's an Aquarius. He doesn't believe in the paper, yada, yada. And so I said, I need time to think about this. And I meditated, and I wanted so badly to be like, fuck you. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm not coming home with you to Australia, because we were supposed to go home to Australia together. And when I meditated for a month, I meditated, maybe even a month and a half, the little voice inside me kept saying, choose love, choose love, choose love, choose love. Don't go into the petty ego, choose love. Now, mind you, he did tell me, I don't want to get married because I don't believe that the government should be involved in our love. I want to have a family with you. I want to be with you forever. I want all the symbolism, and having kids actually solidifies that, because we're together 18 years no matter what. Like, that is just because people get married, they could get divorced. Look what happened with my ex, you know. He asked me to marry him and it didn't even happen. So I was really like going through that month going, let me just take some time. Then about a month and a half later, I came back to him and I said, you know what? I choose love. I know we deeply love each other and we're obsessed with each other. So yes, let's have a family and let's be together forever, and we just won't get married. Okay? Now, the first time we tried to have a kid, boom, bullseye. That Australian sperm, that thunder down under, done went up my wombs, and we nailed it, okay? We nailed it, and we got Rocco the first time we tried. Cut to 6 months later, I'm up for a World Choreography Award. Didn't win, motherfuckers. I'm 6 months pregnant. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling amazing. I'm wearing my grandmother's gold and green and white striped dress that my mom had got from my grandmother's closet, shipped it to me. I got it all fitted beautifully. Had the bump. It was really a gorgeous time. Now, my husband that night asked me to marry him. And I was so shocked because, first of all, I didn't think I was getting married. And when I opened up the case, it was a vintage case. Now, you know me. You know what? Look at these fucking earrings, okay? This is some showgirl shit. This is some vintage motherfucking love, okay? I love vintage, and I love mixing it with new stuff. And the case looked old. And I was, first of all, shocked that I was even getting married. And he got down on one knee and did the whole thing. And I open it up. Can you see this? Zoom in, editor. Oh, wait, I'm the editor. Let me tell me, Juju, zoom in on this. I don't know if you can see this. This is from the 1900s. They think somewhere from 1880s to 1905. Very old. Emerald. And a halo of diamonds. And the thing about the diamonds is they call them miner's cut or rose cut. I don't know if that's in focus there. You see it? I never told him that I wanted an emerald. He knew I liked vintage, but a vintage ring, that is such a bold step. And with the halo of diamonds, it was so perfect. Speaking of my Stendhal syndrome, I almost fainted. I shit you not. And also because what I had come from that situation with my ex was so traumatizing and basically damn near left at the altar. I couldn't frickin' believe it. And it was an emerald and it was the dream ring. And I never said anything. I mean, wild. So that goes to show. Why am I yelling? First of all, at me and at you. Stop doing this. Talking. Start closing your mouth and start meditating and start vibing on that level where you bring things to you. You don't chase, you attract. And that year between my ex and my now husband, oh, baby, there wasn't a day that went by that I didn't meditate, that I didn't break down my walls, that I didn't think about. I was doing the spiritual work. I was in the trenches. I was thinking, was I so desperado that I was pressuring my boyfriend to marry me? If he didn't get married or want to get married or whatever it was, I should have just left. You know what I mean? Like, there was clearly so many signs that it was off before then as well. And I was trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and it just was not going. And it was never going to go. So, deep breath, meditate more, and fucking attract that shit. I didn't even have to say what I wanted. The universe delivered it to me in a way that was so mind-blowing. It was like God is really in the details. God is really in the details to show you. And you will know when there's a synchronicity of alignment because it'll come. Okay? Going off on spiritual tangents. Anyways, back to the Cartier exhibit. I like to look at my engagement ring and think, who wore this? From the 1900s? This is a pretty big ring for the 1900s. And it's an emerald and what hand was it on before mine? And it really holds weight and energy, stones of the earth. So my Stendhal syndrome was just in full effect. I was crying like a motherfucker over gemstones, but it was just so beautiful. It was just the most decadent way of us being humans, which is just decadence, just like adorning us with stones that just sparkle. And as a fucking showgirl, it just gets me in my crotch. I love a good stone. So if you ever come to London, you must come to the V&A Museum. It is nothing less than stunning. The cafe alone is design award-winning worthy. I'm sure you've seen it online. It's got these big balls, these spheres for chandeliers, and this really old cafe with, pattern on pattern. William Morris supposedly was a part of the design, or the Morris team was in the design. it's just a really beautiful place to go and see really beautiful things and see that, okay, maybe we're not all fucked up as a humanity as much as social media. If you look on it, you get really sad. And you go to a museum and you see the curated things that humans have done and you go, okay, we can do this. There's hope for humanity. And I went there with my girlfriend, and you guys, we went to a Polish restaurant afterwards. We had pierogi, we had schnitzel, we had eel, we had potato salad, we had pickles. It was divine. We had vodka, cherry infused vodka. It was gorgeous in these little really cold cups. It was so fun. It was one of the best days I have ever had here in London. Last but not least, my friends came and visited me from LA who now moved to the Cotswolds, which is Rocco's best friend, which is also really crazy. I'm like, Rocco is a master manifester. I tell him this all the time. He really is. One time in LA, he really wanted this toy and he was having a fit. And I was like, damn it, I can't just buy him shit every time we go to Target. No toy today. I'm holding firm, right? Like, hold your boundaries, Jooch. No fucking toys today. Don't be spoiled. So we get home and an hour or so passes and he forgets about it and I'm cooking dinner and the door knocks and my neighbor's like, hey, I have this old Hot Wheels that I just found and I thought Rocco might want it. So we got the frickin' Hot Wheels anyways, and that's what Rocco wanted, was a Hot Wheel. And I was like, you are a master manifester. He really is. And he's manifested his best friend's family living 45 minutes away in the Cotswolds. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Rocco's got it. He's got it going on with the vibing and the attraction in it, but he's definitely got to stay in his higher self. And that's something that I need to help him because he's a Pisces as well. And Pisces is two fish, higher and lower. And the lower gets really bogged down by things. And if he can stay in that higher, effortless mode, he's powerful. He is very powerful. Georgiana's powerful too. Her energy radiates like the sun and her favorite color is yellow. Okay, let me not gush about my children, but I'm really loving them right now. They're 4 and 7 and they're a really fun age. We're having a good time. Georgie sat down at my vanity last thing and then we'll get on to some domestic goddessness. And she said, Mom, can you teach me about makeup? I shit you not. I started crying. I was like, I can teach you about makeup. Of course I can. First of all, we got to clear these bags. First of all, girl, you're giving a little bit of tired, okay? So we get out the concealer and get the brush. Let's go. No, she looked gorgeous with makeup on, but I also told her makeup is a fun, creative outlet. It does not enhance your beauty. Your beauty is there without makeup. It's just a fun thing to kind of play with on your face that women get to do as a woman. But it does not, because you don't have makeup on, does not help your beauty or hurt your beauty. You are beautiful. It has nothing to do with beauty. It only has to do with being creative. So I kind of wanted to really enforce this separation of church and state in that situation. And I wanted to separate the creative outlet that makeup is with being beautiful because they don't go hand in hand. And I hope you know that too, honestly. But have I ever come on here without makeup on? No. All right, now with all that, let's get into some domestic motherfucking goddessness. Showgirl and showtime at home. We have cooking. What am I cooking? Italian wedding soup. You guys, it is such a classic soup. Again, it's still gray here in London. The summer hasn't really smacked us across the face yet. I'm putting it out there. We're going to have the best summer ever. But if you're in that kind of in-between rainy days, cook you an Italian wedding soup. First, brown your balls, okay? You can make chicken balls. That's what I make, a little chicken meatball, if you will. I do a shortcut and I just get chicken Italian sausage and I put them in little balls and I brown them. Why? You got the herbs in there. You got the fennel. You got the spice. You got the flavor. There's no need to reinvent the wheel and make a meatball. If you want, you can make a little chicken meatball, right? With a little egg, a little breadcrumb, herbs. Go for your life. But if you want a shortcut, just ball a little Italian sausage. Brown them. Take it all out once you've browned in batches, your little balls. You'll have a little plate of them. Then you do your mirepoix, your onion, your carrots, your celery, your garlic, your herbs, your thyme, and your rosemary. Brown all of those. Put your balls back in and do a short boil about this high. Basically, once the balls are just under the broth, you don't want to fill it all the way up. You just want to do a short boil. Crank those up, let it boil for about 10-15 minutes to make sure that the balls are cooked all the way through. Then what you're going to do is put in a cup of orzo pasta, 3 cups of fresh spinach, tons of Parmesan cheese, and Bob's your uncle. Then fill it with more broth. But you don't want to fill it with more broth until the pasta is cooked because the pasta is going to suck up all your broth. So then you can actually know once it's cooked and fully fattened where you can add more broth. It's beautiful. Bowl it, little olive oil, little parm on top, little squeeze of lemon if you want. Serve it with a baguette. Boom. That's what I'm having for lunch. And you can eat it all week. That's why we love a soup. Cocktail. Now, you guys, this is what I've been told. Infused vodka, infused tequila. Things that are really harsh on the throat. If you infuse them, leaving them for 15 to 30 days with cherries, with herbs, with things like that, citrus peel, it actually mellows out the flavor and that sting. I don't know what it is about the infusing of vodka or tequila. It mellows it all the way out. And it is a gorgeous thing to do, and serve it super, super cold. So if you really love vodka, but it kind of hits too hard, or if you really love tequila, but it hits too hard, but you love margaritas, get some lime peels, get some orange peels, and infuse your tequila or your vodka with vanilla, with cherry, with citrus, and it'll chill it out, and then you'll be able to drink more. Infuse your spirit. And you know what? I hope Dear Juju podcast does that for you. I hope I infuse your spirit for the week. I hope I give you a little funniness and a little oomph to, keep the faith. It's getting real dark out there. I'm going on another tangent, so pause, please, really quickly. What's going on in my hometown of Los Angeles, it's just so fucking sad. There it is again, just being wild. And it's just like, it makes you so sad. It makes you feel certain ways. Whatever's happening in the news, you can't control it. And there's nothing you can do but focus on your joy, yourself, and your faith, and keep up the good spirit. Smile at a stranger, help someone out, do something outside of your comfort zone, and really be the change that you want to see in the world where you can. And it starts in your community. Okay? Moving on. Decor. Now, let me tell you guys, I fucked up. I done fucked up. I have a situation in my kitchen where it's got a little bar area, where it's got a dining room, and it's where it's got a kitchen. And I needed 3 rugs. The rugs don't fucking match. Do you know how hard it is putting 3 frickin' rugs together? And it's just like, one of these ain't going. And I ordered them all off Etsy, and I just don't think that you can do that. But we needed custom 9 by 12. Well, that's not a real thing. It's always 10 by 12, but we needed 9 by 12. So we ordered it. Well, it never looks like what it looks like in the picture. And you're just a little like, and I done fucked up. It's so hard and frustrating. And I think there's just too much going on. What's my point? My point is, when it comes to decor, if you have a lot going on, please do a board. Like, do what the designers do, okay? Do a board, do a photo, go into Pages, doesn't have to be Photoshop, and roughly put in what you think it's going to look like to see if you're loving it or what it's all going to happen. Because when I do that, I nail it. This one, I was like, no, they look good. They don't look good, okay? You need to see it. That is one thing that I know moving forward now with decor. Oh, I need to see it. I need to return it. I need to see it, and I need to see what it's going to look like, because until you're in the space, you just don't know. But doing it on the computer and kind of doing is that? I don't love that. You can kind of wing it or at least get there as a rough draft. And that's my decor advice. Put it together in the computer before you actually click and purchase. Okay. It'll save you a lot of time, a lot of hassle, and a lot of money. Fuck, my husband's right. He's always like, prep. Measure twice, cut once kind of a situation. And I done fucked up, so learn from my mistake. All right, now with all that, let's get into some Q&A with some tea in it. Dear Juju, my in-laws keep showing up unannounced. I love them, but every time they do, they bring their yappy dog and helpful suggestions about how I should be running my home. How do I set boundaries without causing a family feud? You know what? I think what's really important is telling them face to face in the moment when it happens. First of all, when they bring their dog, send their dog outside. If you don't allow pets in your home, you're going to have to tell your partner and say, I really don't like the pets in my home. It leaves dog hair everywhere. It yaps all the time. It's really frustrating. So that's that, period. Then secondly, if they bring helpful suggestions, in that moment, you have to cut it off. You sit down, you put your hand on their leg if you see fit or hand on their back and say, listen, I know that you are really trying to help me and my husband. I know you're really trying to help us run our house and give us suggestions on what you think is right. But just so you know, it's really not helpful and it leaves me feeling very resentful because it's unsolicited advice. Now, when I need advice, I would love to come to you because with all your wisdom and all your knowledge, I know you guys probably have tons of tips. But please leave a little space for the autonomy for us to figure it out. And we could have handled this by me telling him and him telling you guys, but I don't want that. I want an open dialogue in this family. And just to let you know, when advice is wanted, I will ask. But thank you so much. I know your intentions are pure. Get up, walk away, and leave. Okay? That's what you have to say. You know that they mean the best, but shut the fuck up. And there's something nice to be say. Leave us a little autonomy and space for us to figure it out. You don't have to fix everything. And I think that's really important as well, because then they go, yeah, maybe we are hovering. Maybe we are being helicopter in-laws. Don't say it to your husband and then your husband say it to them and then that'll cause a rift. You need to tell them directly, period. It's what we're doing. We're being direct. Okay. Dear Juju, is it wrong that I want to throw a dinner-themed party every weekend, even when no one shows up on time and half my friends only come for the Instagram photos? How do I make people appreciate the effort? You can't make people do anything. What you can do is get some new fucking friends. Don't invite them. Anyone's late, rude, or only takes photos, guess what? I'm inviting people from work. Guess what? I'm inviting my mom's school friends. Guess what? I'm inviting my new friends from the book club. Guess what? I'm inviting girls from the gym. You know what you can do is uninvite them. That's what it sounds like. It seems like they need a little time out to go sit in the corner and think about what they've done. And then they go, oh my God, she didn't invite us. Yeah, because you showed up late and you only took photos. Maybe next time you'll appreciate it. That's what you should say. Give them a timeout, period, the end paragraph. If they're not appreciating you, don't keep giving where it's not warranted or where they can't appreciate it. All right, last one. My partner says I'm too quote unquote extra for wanting a vintage barcart in every room of the house. Oh my God, me too. Is it possible to be too glamorous or is he just blind of the magic of mobile martinis? That's cute. I think definitely one in your dining room, definitely one in your kitchen, but don't go too crazy. Like you can't have more than 3. Because then it's just like, oh my God, another fucking barcart in here. You know what I mean? 3 is a magical number. I don't think it needs to be every single room. But also, if that's what you want, that's what you want. Like, does there need to be one in the bedroom? But where are you going to get your ice from, girl? Let's be honest. Where are you going to get that ice from to be it shaken? To keep it cold, because martinis are nice and cold. I have a bar cart 1 level up, which is not on my kitchen, and I keep wine there because that's the only thing that you can have when I'm like, oh, I actually do want a glass of wine. I don't want to go back downstairs. And I don't keep white. I only keep red because white needs to be, again, cold. You know what I mean? Scotch, whiskey served neat at room temperature. Those can be served in those places if you're really drinking them, you know? But a martini, mobile martini, I think is fabulous. But where are you going to get the ice from? You have to go and get the ice anyways. I would leave it to 3. I think that's, if he thinks that that's too much, you do live together, there needs to be compromise. 3 is a kind of magic number, as they say. All right, that's all I got for you this week. I'm standing here like frickin' Wonder Woman because my armpit is actually killing me. I'll see you next week. I got a lot in store because upcoming, I'm going to see Beyonce and Dita Von Teese. Oh, so I'm going to be, review, boo. I'm going to be giving you the review. I'll see you next week. I love you. Make you some orzo, you know. Oh, did I say orzo? Yeah, I did. I'll see you next week. Make you some Italian wedding soup and definitely put your decor all in a computer and save you some time and hassle because mine looks like shit. Your star, don't you frickin' forget it. I love you. Mwah. And I'm out.